SpectreVision Radio.
Welcome to the Caribbean Mystics Podcast, where the veil between the worlds is thin. I'm your host, Gabrielle. I explore the true supernatural stories born from our island's unique blend of mysticism, superstition, and lore. These are real accounts from real people, and the encounter you're about to hear might just be from your very own backyard.
There are persons gifted, seers. Some people are truly gifted. My wife and I, Gloria and I, were having, Angelica was a little child, we were having some terrible problems. And my older brother came where we live, and he was saying to me, something wrong with you, man, something wrong. Go look. And then we knew this lady in the center of the island, Miss Guzang, a beautiful lady. And we were telling her, and she said, she knows somebody, a lady, and we must go and see her. And so we decided that the following week we would go and see this lady. But from where we live to where this lady is a good 70 miles. And so we left home one morning early, four-ish, from where we are now living to the city. Kingston is near 60 miles. But it took us 3 days because for no unknown reason, the car broke down along the way. So it wasn't a new car, but it never gave that kind of trouble. So by the time before we reached town, it broke down, get a little man, patch it up. When we left town, shut off, can't start, can't explain it. And we got to Old Harbour again, breakdown and some other thing. But that kind of thing, I remember we slept at Old Harbour, and the following day, we left. But it took us a very long time to get to this place. It would normally take 5 or 6 hours. It was a long time, unexplainable. So we stayed at this lady, same lady that tell us about the lady, and the following morning we got up and went there. So this lady now, she has a little church, but she does healing only on a Tuesday. So we went, and when we went there were some people, and she said to one of the ladies, when we walked in, never introduced ourselves or not, and she said, tell these 2 people that just come up here, tell these people what I just told you. And they say, she said, I have some people coming from Portland. This is on the other side of the island, We have never spoken to this lady before or anything like that. And so they say, yes, she's saying that some people is coming from Portland, that's where we live, to see her. Put not your faith in man. Over the period of quite a few times we went there, we became good friends. Quite a few times we went there, and she would tell you of experiences she had with certain things. One stands out in my mind is that she couldn't read. She was illiterate that way, but her husband was a pastor for a same little church. When we got there, he was deceased now. And she was saying that she went to bed one night and she dreamt that she saw this man come with a giant Bible and told her to open her mouth. Open your mouth. And she's saying that in the dream, she's saying to herself, that can't fit in my mouth. But by the time she opened her mouth, the Bible came down to a point that it went into her mouth, and he told her to swallow it. Whether it's the day after, but shortly after that, she says she's not a fluent reader, but she's able to read the Bible and she's able to understand the Bible. She was able to heal a lot of people. She go to her bed and the spirit come to her and tell her must go down to such and such a place. There is such and such a person. Whatever you must whether to do to them, to bath them. So she know all of these herbs. Because when we went there, she had all of these herbs and she would do a bath. Actually, I got a bath and Gloria got a bath and she would bath you And then you go to the church, and she has a little pool, and you have to go around the pool a few times. And then she'll be able to tell you certain things. There was a lady come there, hear about her and come there, and she tell the lady, say, go to the doctor. You go to the doctor and tell him the same thing. She's having pains in her stomach. Go to the doctor and tell him the same thing you tell me, and he will treat you. That kind of thing. So she knew when she could manage some things. So where we are is miles away, and then once we went there, like the third time we went there, she said that she can't help us where we are. She'll have to come where we live. So I must tell you now where Gloria and I lived at the time. This is 80s. We both lived in town. We had our own house. We sold it, bought a piece of land in Manchester. But I had this farm. It was the time when there was this big coffee boom. Jamaica, where we are is the Blue Mountains, produce the best coffee, so they say, in the world. It was the time, and so we moved there, built this little cottage, very, very comfortable. It was where my uncle lived before, so my nearest neighbor is more than a mile away. If I get sick, I can't even call him. I'm around the other side of the mountain. So I inherited it, this property. It's 84 acres. Not all is mine. And some parts of it, you would never have any documentation for it. But it is known as Carby's land. My great-grandfather, 3-time removed, was Scottish. And he had 2 sons. And this is during the time of slavery. One lived over the other side of the mountain, Swift River. And my great-grandfather, Grandpa Natty, lived on the small estate, which is where I'm telling you about now. But it was much larger then, 460 acres. We still have the document. So my great-great-great-granduncle on that side, Scottish, got married to a Jewish woman, fair-skinned. But my great-great-grandfather, Grandpa Natty, got married to a slave. By this time, the property cut up in small pieces. Each time somebody passed and made a will, each person gets some, didn't like it, so they sell it to somebody else. So it came down to just about 80 odd acres. So my 4 parents were slave owners, but it's coffee. They used to always grow coffee there. Other things, but mainly coffee. So the little piece that we inherited is the center. It wasn't a real great house, stone walled, with wooden on top, but it's a big house. That got left. It's only the walls left. But the unique thing, and you come up this little track, and on the right was all the people with your complexion was buried on that side. And on the left, all the people of my complexion was buried, including the slaves, were buried on this side. And that is where I choose to go and live, on the left-hand side. It was a nice little flat. And we planted coffee, but it wasn't a good idea. It was a mile from the driving road, so you had to carry everything more than a mile to go to put on a vehicle, that kind of thing. We did reasonably well, but things were never right. Things were never right. So come back to this lady. So this lady says she has to come there. And she brought 2 other persons, a lady that worked with her. This lady didn't have the sight, but this lady helped her, like people need to be bathed or whatever. And there was this little man that came with her. The house was reasonably big enough, 3 bedrooms, wooden house. But just below where the house is, there's the river, and on the other side there's a spring. It was like a Garden of Eden to me, to a lot of people. We were the only 2 people there. And in the night she got up, outside is extremely dark, and wake up the other 2 people. And they tramp around the house all night. As a matter of fact, this is a big old lady, and in the morning her 2 ankles swell like that. And she said, the place is clean now, the place is clean. And Gloria is asking her, what? And she said, no, you don't need to know. You don't need to know, and I don't come here to make trouble. It's your neighbors. My neighbors are far away. But it's like that. It's your neighbors, she said, but the place is clean now. I wouldn't tell you that all was well after that, but I used to have some terrible pain in my knee. Gee whiz, terrible pain in my knee. And I'm playing it on the hillside and age and hard work. But shortly after that, I didn't have this pain. To close it all, there was this man, my neighbor, to round the other side of the mountain. Never came where I live. We were never friends. Never enemies, but never friends. And one name just show up. And how the house is designed, the kitchen was at the front. Kitchen come dining, big area. It's country, so it's open. And there's two benches, and he just appear up and come and sit down on the bench and start to complain about his knee and the pains. And this is a reasonably young man. And we never ask him anything. And the following day, he left the community, left all the goats and everything. There was a time we went there, and that's a long shot, I would make it short. So people come to visit her on a Tuesday, and we went there, and a young lady was there with two children. One of them was I saw a baby, one of them was a baby. And while they were there, it's up on a little hill. Another lady come, she never come up in the church, but she was down there making a lot of noise. We call her mother. Her mother went out to the church and said, come up here. And the lady wouldn't come. She came afterward, and she was to tell the other lady that worked with her to go and boil some, tell her what bush to use, and boil, and give the children. Children sick, and the children drink. And then, especially the baby, one diarrhea in the church, stink like what, and people get scornful, and they clean it up. But after all of this, the so-called baby became a boy, can walk. I'm serious. And the girl came around, is no longer a little girl. The story is that the grandmother for the children had a relationship with the father of our grandchildren, our daughter's husband, so to speak. And so there was some jealousy, according to the story. So she whatever she gave the man, kill him, so he died. Mother is now saying that it's the father's spirit and these two children. Why they are like that, marasmy and sick. But the one time she gave them something to drink, and then diarrhea up the whole place, and they came around. And she's saying to the grandmother, the grandmother, big woman, she says, he's a wicked woman. She says, he's a wicked woman. Imagine, you have your husband, and you will take your daughter, man, and kill the man afterward when you want to come your way and give you no money, and kill the man for your own grandchildren. And she tell her off and gone. It was unbelievable unless you were there to see the transformation of the children. Another time, which I remember clearly, quite a few people came. It was only on a Tuesday you got there. Quite a few people came, and there was this young man that was sitting at the back of the church, early 30s. He was sitting at the back of the church, and the service went on, we clap on, and who forget bath, get bath, who forget prayer, get prayer. And then she said to the young man, where you going? After you got teach the people them things, and you want to go. So he come there, that when he goes to court. So they arrested him, whatever he stole, I don't know. But he wants her now to do something that when he goes to court, he will get away. And she tell him, say, I don't do that kind of thing. And I can't stand thief anywhere. I wouldn't even help you, think about you. Go to your yard. And people, because it's the first she's seeing him, you understand? And it's first he's coming, but she was able to tell him why he was there, what he did, and why. And she said, and I don't deal with that kind of thing. That is that kind of person. Right there, she lived down the bottom, drivable road, but it's a dirt road, and it rained heavily. So right at the church now, there was a big gutter, wash out. I drove a little pickup, and the back wheel of the pickup went down into this hole. Couldn't come out. That is before we went down to the house. So I went down to the house this morning, just Gloria and I. A few people down there, and she came up. And it was a Sunday. For one reason or the other, I don't remember why we are there on a Sunday. she might have told us to come. But when we're coming up now, I'm saying to her that the van drop down in the gully, because this is a sparsely populated area. I don't know if we could get somebody to help me push it out. While we are on the way up, there were two gentlemen, that's why I remember it's a Sunday, going to church in an jacket. Countryman, but in an jacket, going to church. And she said to them, give us a hand to push out this little vehicle out of the gully. But she don't have much friend around here because they're kind of scared of her. And the man them said, no, and then gone. And she said, don't worry about them, make them go. And she go behind the van. I can't tell you what she's saying, but her lips moving. And then she said, drive out. And believe me, I was there for half an hour trying to drive out and couldn't come out. And the van just take time and creep out. That is something that I always remember. She had her little thing. She really, really had her thing. Really had her thing. There was another lady there, half Indianish, and she had the gift. Same place. The place is called Cocoa Walk. Same place. She had her gift, but she used to charge. If you go, she go and she heal you. And mother went up there and tell her, the spirit come to tell me that you mustn't charge. This is a gift. You must give to people. And she still charged. And over a period of time, she just went crippled. Yes, she went crippled and had no more gift. So there is unexplainable to us. Certain things that are set, you wonder, can't be changed.
Thank you for listening to the Caribbean Mystics podcast. If this story resonated with you, please share it with someone. And to make sure that you never miss a tale, follow or subscribe wherever you listen. We are always seeking true stories. If you or someone you know has had a supernatural encounter rooted in the Caribbean, I want to hear it. Send your story to caribbeanmysticspodcast@gmail.com. That's caribbeanmysticspodcast@gmail.com. For links and resources from today's episode, check the show notes. The Caribbean Mystics Podcast, Season 5, is written, produced, and hosted by me, Gabrielle Carrard. Until next time, stay curious and maybe leave a light on.